Who taught you to heat the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man?
Hey, we always say at the Black Panther Party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves.
What up, people? This is your boy UBM Nation, and I'm here today with a special guest. He's well respected in the underground scene. He dropped really good projects in the past. We're talking On to Better Things. Albums under the name Six Press. He just dropped a new album called The Walk Off. And he also dropped other projects as well. Happiest People in the World, Wide Web, and just numerous of projects, beat tapes, album. Please introduce yourself.
It's Ade Hakim.
Welcome, brother. I'm glad to have you on.
Yes.
How is your day, man?
Thank you for having me, man.
No problem.
Thank you for having me. Unapologetic black man. Thank you for having me, man. And yeah, bro. The day is doing good, man. But you want to kind of pick up on that conversation we just had before we started this?
Sure, man.
This bro, because I feel like we had the gems. We got the gems.
Listen, man, this whole interview is raw and unedited. So
yeah,
talk to me about anything. It does not matter.
Well, you was talking about, so the viewers wasn't here for it, but you was talking about, we was talking about the new Black Panther movie or the one about Fred Hampton.
Right.
And you was talking about how they labeled the Black Panther Party terrorists.
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And how white media, and this is, with all due disrespect to white media, how they just kind of switch up the narrative.
Right.
Yeah, and I think I wanted to build on that because it's in the music industry too, G. That's why I said let's start recording now, because I need to get this off my chest, because it's in the music industry too. All of these bloggers, all of these publications, all of that shit, bro. They haven't put me on. They haven't given me the time of day, not once. Whenever they mention me, it's only in association when they're talking about another artist. I'm only mentioned to like add some little spice to their article, but they never fully respected anything that I've done, even though they fully know that I'm there. And the only reason why I say it's not because I care about their validation, but it's because I see the game that they play.
Right.
I see the game that they play, and I wish everyone else saw the game. Some people have the better. They take advantage of it because, some people, these white publications favor some artists because they're less intimidating. But I know those artists see the game too, but they shut up because they feel like it's working for them, and if they getting money, then they're not complaining.
Right. Yeah, I feel you on that, man. It's the same thing with these, mainstream outlets, man. They're very biased, and they don't promote a lot of underground artists, and that's the thing. It's not to throw shade at anybody, but I feel like a lot of these mainstream artists that constantly is getting pushed, they take most of the style from the underground, and they don't give credit, they don't give credit, and and they're always constantly being pushed, and I feel you, man, about these outlets, man. They're not true about themselves. You know, they tend to put a lot of agenda. Can you hear me? Oh, dude, can't.
All right, hello.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I don't know, something happened with my internet.
Yeah, yeah, man, it's all good,
about
bro.
that.
It's all good. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was talking about. Yeah, I agree with you about the media outlets, man. Like, there's some scums, like, you know, the type of agendas they push nowadays, and it's sad nowadays. Like, we live in a culture, like, not only, you know, you got these people that's in power, that's dictating and running things, but you know, you got these people in power. You know, they're constantly, you know, pushing. Not only they're pushing these agendas, you know, that's constantly being thrown out, but we live in a society nowadays, like, you know, you can't even express yourself freely without, you know, being canceled, without, you know, without these, you know, news outlets, you know, putting out, you know, just news stories about you in a negative way. You know, when you are out there in the field, you know, doing something positive, like, you know, giving money to the community, giving money to charity, or just doing some uplifting
whatever
stuff.
it may be.
Yeah. They don't promote that, but it's like, if you are out here promoting negativity, you know, black on black violence, or just ninja tree stuff.
Depression, bro. That's the big thing with this era or whatever.
Right.
It's depression, bro. So the black on black violence leads to depression, because you no one's really happy on having to kill another person. So it leads to it's the sadness. That's why when I decided to make Happiest People, it was a revolt. It wasn't to be no fucking fake ass jolly ass nigga. No, it was literally to acknowledge that how the music industry, what they're buying, what they're investing in. They're investing in black pain, and all these people are selling their trauma and their pain for money. But then nobody is winning, because now the consumer is comfortable in their pain, and pain is never gonna get people anywhere. And when I make projects like Happiest People in the World Wide Web, you get shit, man. It's
let it out, man. Let it out.
You think that people will really understand, you know, because it's such a simple concept. It's such a simple ass concept. It's not rocket science or nothing. But people, I had to learn for myself that people don't understand, and they would do anything they could to not understand it. Like, they intentionally try to, you know, label it something else.
Right.
And yeah, G, like, it's crazy, because with the walk off, I started the whole project entitled the intro was entitled "Fuck Your Happiness," because that's kind of how it feels like. People, the energy, not everybody, because I get a lot of support, but I feel energy that people don't want me to be happy, and a lot of the same people that, you know, quote unquote admire my happiness, or the quote unquote happiness, want to put me down too. So it's fucked up out here, man. So they want to, if there's an agenda, they want you to promote what won't wake people up, basically.
Right. I feel that.
Yeah, if you black, you can only profit if you're selling your pain and your trauma. But my life, my black life, was more than just my pain and my trauma. You know, there's a balance, and people don't want to balance things. It's not cool to balance things in your life. It's, you know, so it frustrates me. It really does. It really does frustrate me.
I feel that, man. I totally feel that. I feel exactly where you're coming from. It's like, you know, you're trying to give it all, what you're trying to give it all, and it's like, no matter how many positive stuff or whatever good things you try to do, it's like, you know, the world, the media, everybody. It's like they always trying to promote negativity, and it's sad. It's sad in the culture, man, and our culture where, you know, it's always constantly the negative stuff that's being promoted. You know, the gang violence, drugs, lean, Xanax. You know, just anything in nature. But it's like when you're trying to make music that's trying to, you know, push messages out, like, you know, telling young black people to be conscious, you know, be aware, and you know, stand up for yourself, stand up for what you believe, and not following what society wants you to think, and just being yourself.
Absolutely.
That's not popular, you know.
It's not popular, man. It's not popular, and truthfully, I got lack of support from the other artists in the underground community. Like I said before, a lot of underground artists act Hollywood, and that's the exact opposite of what underground is. So the underground community, to me, a lot of artists out here are striving to be Hollywood, but like fake Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people want to be on a level of, like, they want to be on the top of the underground, which is borderline Hollywood. You feel me?
Right.
So, and I see it, man. I see it. I see the dick riding. I see the ass kissing. I see it all, man. And you know, ain't no love lost. I still got respect for people's talent. You know, people got talent, but the thing that's upsetting me is that people don't use their talent for healing purposes. They use their talent to get a bag, and a bag is not always healing.
Right. Totally feel that, because it's like the old saying, like, if you love something, don't always do something for money. I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with making money, because we all gotta make money to eat, you know, provide for ourselves, especially if we have kids or family. You know, we all need money. But it's like, if you love, you know, if you love what you do, if you love music and you love making it, and it's coming from your heart, and you gotta strive for it, you know. You know, always do it because you love it. Don't do it because you want to make money, because I feel like when you do that stuff, you know, it drains you. And
absolutely,
when you do that, when you do stuff for money, you know, how do I put it? You know, because it's just so much to really convey. Like, you know, when you do stuff for money, man, it's like, you know, it just shows that you really didn't have love for it from the beginning. Like, you just did it because, you see other rappers doing it, you see other artists getting put on, so you like, you know, monkey see, monkey do. You know, you didn't do it because, you know, it was naturally gifted in you, or you had the passion. So
exactly, and that takes you just further away from yourself. You know, I know myself very well. Like, I honestly do. I spent a lot of years, you know, I was homeschooled for 4 years during my high school years, and you know, it sounded harsh at the time, but it was real. It felt like solitary confinement, and it was like it. I had to just really, thankfully, I mean, I had a window, obviously, but I was stuck. I just was stuck in my room, unmotivated to go outside. You know, stuck with my own thoughts. I had to really understand who I was, and you know, I became more self-aware. I became more self-aware, and then I became a little bit, you know, I didn't trust, you know, society. I didn't trust pop culture. I just started disliking everything. But, you know, that I think, going back to what I was saying, a lot of people don't know themselves because they never took the time to know themselves. A lot of people are on autopilot, and like with the community that I was saying, like I feel like a lot of people are afraid. Even the people that may agree with me, even the artists that may know, I mean, all these artists, man, I've connected with my soul. I've connected with my heart, with my love. I spilled over all of my motivation to these a handful of artists. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people was gravitated towards Slums, you know, and that camaraderie because of the love, man. That's all it was. It wasn't because of the yeah, anybody can make music, bro. Anybody literally can make music. Everybody got talent, but not everybody has love for like that, like undying love. People
Right.
need love right now. So but people are afraid to stand up for me when they know I mean well, or when they see me get criticized and have publicly scrutinized and shamed because they think it will fuck up their bag. That's all it is. That's all it is. And you got to understand how frustrated that is, man. That shit is frustrating because it's like, damn, we're supposed to, if this is a whole a movement branded by black unity, but no one's sticking together. And that's why I don't fuck with it, man, because I seen it from the jump. I stopped I really, distance myself from a long time ago because I seen that people's intentions were elsewhere, and that's not how it started. That's not how it started.
Right.
It's heavy, bro.
Yeah, man. I know, man. It's like, I totally feel you, man. Like, you try to pour your heart out. You thinking, oh, we're a team. Let's put each other on. Let's support each other. And it's like, you try to stand your hand out. You always supporting everybody else. You always uplifting people. But then people never do the same, in return. And I totally understand, man, because
yeah, G.
I just want to let you know, bro, and I don't want to, make everything about me, but it's like, I've been down the situation you're at, where, I've, collabed with people. I've, did this with people and, work with people, and, I've always uplifted people,
Hey.
when they're constantly in need or when they need support, and then it's just I never get the return, so I can totally relate.
Yeah, bro. I guess we don't do it for the return.
Right.
And it never was for the return, but it hurts to just realize, sometimes we'll see people who do, sometimes people will do, it's in their nature to just do it. They don't do it like, oh, I gotta do this for Ade because he did this for me. It's in their nature. They don't even think about it like that. But some people just don't even second guess, and then they are, what it really is, honestly, man. It's just pretending like it never happened. Because I'm not out here searching for a handout. I'm not out here searching for help. I really produce my own stuff. I release my own stuff. I'm really independent as far as I'm living my independent music thing. So it's not like I'm looking for the help. I just need that appreciation, and the acknowledgement. That's all I'm looking for, because I can't complain. I worked myself, my ass off to get me in the position where I wanted to be, truly.
Right.
But and then it feels like, people try to, discredit that. Like, right. I really had to distance myself to get to where I wanted to be. That's how much of a distraction and unproductive it was to work with industry people. All these industry people are waiting in line. They wait their turn. Everybody's supposed to be doing something simultaneously. It's supposed to be an orchestra where everybody plays their own note, not wait. It's not just a solo. It's just everyone has to play in harmony. So, but they wait their turn. They just wait their turn for their solo. People want to just solo, to go big solo and have all the shine, but it's not about the shine. It's just about part we have to play. And the industry folks, man, the industry aspiring people, they don't, they move different, man. They move different.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I'm with you on that, brother, because it's like, it'd be like a certain artist that you respect, that was just coming up, you was a fan of them, you was a fan of their work and stuff, and then once they just got a certain status and, they went completely Hollywood, they just, forgot where they came from, and I hate that, and I understand, when we get money, sometimes, it changes us, because sometimes we may not be used to having money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes we may not be used, because, all our life we've been struggling. People clowned us because we didn't have money. People clowned us because our music wasn't taking off. And then when you get a certain buzz, you don't know how to act. I'm not saying that everybody don't know how to act, but some people don't know how to act. And when they get that, they get that cream, they just go wild. They just go, insane.
You think so?
Well, not all the time, but most times, they get that cream. They get that cream, and they it's like, they act like, they never had it, and it's understandable. When you're not used to having that type of stuff, it's understandable. But at the same time, it's, I feel like, people should not, switch up. People should not forget where they come from. And not go on.
What I've been thinking, because I ponder about this a lot. I don't even think that it's really a switch up. If you want to be real, man, those toxic traits and people lived there. I feel like lived there before the big, crossover moments. I feel like if you really see, how people act and behave before they get it, it will tell you. It will really tell you, man. There's a lot of red flags that we ignore in people, and sometimes we gotta call it out or distance ourselves before we are enabling it, because I feel like I don't even think it's the money that changes people. It's just people, just who they are. Like a big part of me knew that I didn't want to I was afraid of money, man. I was afraid of making money. I could have made money so early. Like I could have made money, because honestly, with the law of attraction and and visualization and you can manifest anything you want. So I was using my law of attraction, my visualization for everything but money. You know what I mean? I was afraid of the money because I didn't want it to amplify what I didn't like in myself, and because a lot of people, once they get money, they just act like themselves, but they feel like now they don't need to take accountability for the wrong, because they have money, they have options. They don't have to behave. That's how they treat it. Right. So how I went about it is just like, nah, I don't want to make money until I'm good. I don't want to make money until I really know myself, till I'm healed. Basically, I'm healed, because once people get some money and they hurt people, you give them a little money, they got this illusion of power, they start hurting people even more. So that's how I always moved about it. But I guess that's the difference in my character. But with other people, I feel like it's always there. I feel like it's never, it never should be a surprise, even though we're human and it comes off as a surprise, because sometimes we are gullible or we ignore signs. But it should never be a surprise, because people always tell you their intentions. They always show you their intentions. They always tell you who they are. Eventually,
Right.
You feel me though? So I do understand, and even what people decide to do in their life, that doesn't really stop me from, having love for them. I could just express that it hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings to really, have to feel like I was this alone. Have to feel like I was really by myself throughout a lot of this. Feel me? Like in terms of other artists. And maybe it's also a competitive thing too. Maybe people are trying to one up me and stuff, or make it, or like try to pretend like they don't admire me. And I've been struggling with that. I've been struggling with that, because Yeah, man. It's like I don't like when people are quick to say negative things about me before they say something positive. When I carry myself to be a positive person.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally feel that, man. And yeah, man, you'll definitely get your shine too. I totally can relate to, it's like, when you are an artist, when you are a content creator, you know, you put so much effort into your craft and your and like just your art and stuff, and it's like constantly being slept and not being recognized.
Hey, but you are shining already, bro. You're shining already, bro, and I'm shining too. That's
Right.
the thing. Like, we shine from the inside. The Hollywood people need the stage to shine. They need the lights to be shining, like the actual physical lights. But we shine.
Oh, I think it disconnect. You there? Hello?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I don't. Yeah, Discord sometimes, like I said, the connections be wow.
Oh, did you hear what I said?
Yeah. I hear what you said. You was talking about how we're both shining.
Yeah, we're both shining, and I believe that we're shining from the inside. A lot of people want to shine from the outside. They want external shine to be shining on them, but people like you and me, people who live their truest light, shine from the inside. We shine on other people, and we help people shine. We help people feel comfortable to embrace their own shine. So it's not really about the shine, you know what I mean? Because we already got that. That's innate in us, especially black people. We all were born to shine.
Right.
That's why we take in the sun so well.
That's facts, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like I don't want people to think that I'm feeling this way because I don't get shine. No, I'm shining within. Feel me? Like it's something deeper, It's definitely something deeper that I just gotta be like full. I got to get all this off my chest, man, because when you see all this shit happen before your eyes and people pretend like it doesn't happen, bro, that's the same shit that'll drive you crazy. Yeah. Because you'll think that you're seeing illusions, and be like, yo, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, so it's good to let out your pain, because if you just hold it in and you keep holding it in and hanging it through the chin, like, how do I put it? Like, how when you hold your emotions in and you just keep it in the chin, it'll drive you insane, man. It's important to it's important to let it out. It's important to talk to somebody that you can trust. Like, don't just talk to anybody. Cause that's the thing about the internet. That's the thing about the internet. Sometimes, like, when you open out your pain to people can use it against you. So it's like,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And that shit happened. I made that mistake so many times. I became so vulnerable. Expressing my truth, expressing my views, and and people only came back to attack me, use it against me. But you know what? It only made me stronger. And now I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna feel like surprised if people would try to, come through and, try to attack me for whatever, because it already happened before. People attacked me for this No Match show that I had. Because I ever since I took a stance on Corona, before, as soon as shit started, man, as soon as I heard about it, I was like, man, this is a common cold. It has the same symptoms of the common cold. I'm personally not worried about it, and I already know how the media blows everything up. So that's how I seen it, and I took that stance. If I wanted to be a little bit cautious, what I did was go vegan. I went fucking vegan in 2020, so I could prove to myself, I'm healthy, I'm good. Like, I don't need to worry about nobody. Like, drink sea moss, drink some tea, like, and getting away from cheese and dairy. That's the best I could do. That was the bare minimum I could do. Like, really, like, because what kills us is mucus, man. What kills us what starts diseases is just backup of mucus, and no one's telling no government officials are telling anybody how to actually take care of their health. They're just saying put a mask on and stay 6 feet, and everyone's believing it and trying to police other people, and people taking the vaccine and like thinking they're playing their part, but really they didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing to really take care of themselves. They're just listening to other people and injecting shit that they don't even know what's inside it. They just trust a fucking doctor. And before the vaccine even came into conversation, it was just about the mask and the 6 feet and the lockdown. And I'm like, all these because I live in the Bronx, you know, I don't live in no commercialized place, but all these fucking black-owned businesses have to close down, enforce these 6 feet rules and stuff like that, and I had to see that before my eyes. I thought it was an attack on the working class. So before I saw it as a biological weapon engineered to kill people, I saw it as an attack on our money, on the, you know, before the pandemic. You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I was just trying to make sure we didn't cut off. Before the pandemic, the black unemployment rate was at the lowest it's ever been in America. So, you know, once the pandemic happened, many people got fired. My brother got fired. I had to see that before my eyes to see, you know, people, you know, how having lack of money makes people feel so worthless in this world. And I was not fucking with that. I seen that was an attack, you know, and that started the depression before the actual virus. And if you want to be real, the flu season happens every single fucking year, bro. And people die all the time for many different things. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like coronavirus is the only thing killing people out here, bro. Like we were just saying, black on black crime. People don't talk about that, you know, and all this type of shit, man. And then everybody wants to make it about wearing masks and staying 6 feet. You know what? To me, you know what that sounds like to me? People are just taking information that they don't know is valid, and they're taking it because they got it from these news sources, these mainstream news sources. And I don't like to live like that, man. That's whack, bro. I'm 22, almost turning 23. It is 2020. You're the same
age as me.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's 2020. It's 2020. And I knew what this year meant to me. And I wasn't gonna let nothing, no Kobe Bryant dying, none of these sacrifices, none of this stopped me from, you know, just achieving my highest dreams and living my truest life, you know? And man, I made it, bro. I'm alive. You feel me? Like, I'm alive. I'm healthy. The only thing that feels like is pulling me down is other people.
Right.
Crazy out here, bro. It's crazy. And I feel like a lot of people are envious of me. And I'm not even talking about, now this is like the public scrutiny. I'm not even talking about the artists. A lot of, you know, regular, you know, consumers are envious of me because I'm a regular man. I just make music. So they don't like the fact that I'm confident enough to walk outside free with no mask, sun gazing, just chilling, smiling, while they were told they have to stay in the house, keep 6 feet, protect their grandma, you know, worry about, you know, all this stuff, and they're consumed by this fear. And then when you say, hey, I don't want to live in fear, they try to pretend like it's not the fear that's controlling them. So I did that no mask show because I wanted to interact with people, bro. Everyone was afraid to interact. No one was coming within 6 feet of each other. I wanted to bring people who weren't afraid of COVID, because there's definitely people out there. It wasn't for people who were, I'm not trying to force people, you know, they could stay home. And I made the post and all these people were getting so mad at me, bro. All these people was getting, I got so much backlash and gee, bro, I was shocked, man. I was shocked because all I ever wanted to do was make people feel more free and not be imprisoned not be in prison in their own home, and it was a beautiful day in the park. It's like what more can make what can make you more calm than that? Hearing some soulful music in a park. I don't know. I think and then now I'm just like this enemy to the public eye now, and no one backed me up. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
I feel that, man.
That shit, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that, man, because it's like, it's not like you putting a gun to people's head and telling them, hey, don't wear a mask and stuff, but, we live in society, and see, this is what kind of kills me about this country sometimes. We always talk about, people should have freedom, and people should be able to say what they want to say, but anytime when you have freedom and you stand up for yourself, you're always getting scrutiny. You're always constantly, getting attacked and ridiculed and canceled, because you don't want to follow what the media is saying, Yeah,
exactly. That's all it is. Because if it wasn't for the media, toilet paper wouldn't have been sold out.
Exactly.
All these people selling, buying toilet paper. Like, what are you doing? And that wasn't natural. That was the media.
Right. And I'm not saying that the virus is BS too, but I ain't gonna lie, some of these numbers that they saying people dying and
bullshit. That's bullshit.
It's fabricated. Like a person can die from a gunshot. He can get killed and murdered, and they'll say that's COVID.
Exactly, bro. And the worst place to be at right now is the hospital. The worst place to be at is the places where they're testing you for COVID, because that's where you start. You then give your life up to people that you don't even know, and they don't have their best interest.
Especially and that's another thing too. Not to interrupt you, and that's the thing. Especially if you have a child, like if you give birth to a child, I my buddies was always tell, even some of my families, they will always tell me, don't give birth to a child, or don't have your wife give birth to a child at a hospital, because these people be sticking needles, and that's the thing. I was watching this TV show called The Shield. I don't know if you watched that show. It's on Hulu. It's a cop show. It was one of the episodes where it was with Vic Mackey and his wife, and they was talking about his son, because the character, the son on the show is autistic. And they talk about when she gave birth to her son, he was normal. But then once he got that shot and they did X-rays, XYZ on him, he just started developing autism. So it's you got to be very very, very careful of these hospitals. And the Tuskegee, what's it called? The Tuskegee
Tuskegee, yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone want to forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
We are always being experimented, and people want to talk about Black Lives Matter, bro. You got to understand the patterns of history, and how black people are black bodies are always tested on. So and they always want to, they're jealous of our bodies. They're jealous of our skin. They always want to, they always want to, set us up for something, man. And that's what the vaccination represents to me. It's anti-black, if you want to be real.
Right.
And in a time where black people, black people apparently got their superpowers on December 21st, man. Now everyone, after they got their superpowers, they ran to get vaccinated. That takes you away from your innate abilities. And I'm just joking, because I don't. That was the meme. That was the meme, and that was spreading around on Twitter and stuff like that. Black people get their superpowers December 21st, 2020. But really, how I see it, man, and I've always practiced and meditated during the solstice, the winter solstice and summer solstices. It's just a key part of time where, a part of the year where you can sow your seeds and visualize where you want to be in the next 6 months. And for what made this year, the last solstice that we just had so significant is because it's supposed to be the start of a new age, and we're now living in the age of Aquarius. But the reason why we don't feel a difference is because we've adopted this way of living, on the internet, and just taking in information that's not true to ourselves. It's just all distractions. So and plus, now people, consumed by the fear of COVID-19, they want to play their part, which I understand. Everybody wants to just, make things go back to quote unquote normal. But, you got to understand how our vulnerability is being exploited. And now we're becoming a little too desperate to go back to quote unquote normal. And we don't stop to think, hey, like we have the power, not the powers that be.
Right. Yeah, man, yeah. I totally feel that, man. Yeah, man, I definitely, like I said, I really appreciate you, being on here. I wanted to ask you some questions too, before we end this off, because I got some questions. I want
music related.
Yeah, music related stuff. So
hey, let's do it.
The first question I wanted to ask you, man, because like I said, I respect your work. I like the music you put out. It's heat, man.
Much love.
What inspired you, like, to want to do music in the first place? Like, what made you had passion for the art form?
I saw it as being, well, I used to love music. I've always loved music, and I saw it one day when, in my teens. I don't know, I just had the vision, man. I just saw it. I really just saw it. I felt it, I tried to get a couple of my friends at the time, involved with it, to be as invested in it like I was, but I was kind of left alone in that. And I just, I felt like that was the way for me. I didn't know I was going to be a hip hop musician, and I didn't know I was going to, take it to this level ever. Or I didn't really know what it meant. I felt it, but I didn't really know what it truly meant to, move people to this degree.
I feel that, man. It's definitely, I could definitely, tell it's in you, like naturally, man. Like,
I started understanding how much it was in. I didn't know how much it was in me at the time. I started understanding, like, going back and like understanding like who my family was, and just be living in the Bronx and all these things. It's just now I understand how much it's in me, and it shows in my music. But back then I was just trying things out. I was just having a little fun, just thinking it was cool just to have a song out. I feel like right now, I think many people think I peaked or whatever, because many people think I peaked because I'm not striving to go higher in where I like I did the placement with Earl. I had the placement with Earl for Nowhere to Go with my boy Daryl, and that I was one of the first artists to work with Earl. Within like my peers. Of course, I knew him through Mike, because the project that Mike and I did together, Longest Day, Shortest Night, received a lot of attention. And Earl understood that I was, the producer for all these Mike's projects. I produced like a lot of notable tracks, and he worked with me before he worked with a lot of people, and I only say that just to put it out there. Like, I don't think people realize, and by the time the fans got Nowhere to Go on their streaming platforms, I was already done. Like I've already seen enough. I've already felt used and abused, and I was already over it. Not, it wasn't Earl himself abusing me, but it just like, you know, the fans. It may have been new to the fans, but there's a lot of artists that were trying to, come up off of slums and see slums as the way to making it big, and their intentions wasn't always pure. So there was a lot of drama that I didn't really feel like I deserved. I was just around it because so much, man. Not everybody was pure to intentions, and they use slums, and it hurt. But um, I think that I didn't peak just because that was the biggest artist, and he is. Earl will always be a very inspiring person to me. I used to listen to Earl back when I first started making music, so he's always been a big motivator, especially because he displayed so much talent at a young age that was like proof that I could do it as well, and I appreciate Tebe for that 1,000%. But I've always, from that time, I always knew, like from a young kid, I always knew that my peak wasn't gonna be stardom. Was I knew that stardom and light and fame was whatever that you want to call that was coming, but I knew that there was something that I was looking for that was much more valuable to me than that. And I think that now that I've seen all of that from my perspective, and I was adjacent to fame, I was adjacent to limelight, adjacent to clout, I seen how it makes people act. I'm take that all for myself, learn from it, and able to become somebody that I really can be proud of. Right. So I don't think I peaked yet in terms of not like limelight and success, just of character development and music, and being, every day I'm trying to just make music where I can be a little bit more honest with myself and become a little bit more mature. So I think I still got some ways to go to fully mature in my sound.
Right. Yeah, I feel that, man, and like I said, you'll definitely get there. Thank you. Like they always say, man. It ain't gonna happen overnight. But it's gonna your time. It's already came, but it's gonna you're gonna get your just due. And I know, like, we live in a world where sometimes you may not get the credit until you pass away. Unfortunately with MF Doom, like, and
you think so?
Sometimes, I'm not.
That crosses my mind. Crosses my mind sometimes, and I think it's a toxic way for me to think about it.
Right.
Because I don't want to glorify my death, because I don't want people to glorify my own. But when you see it, you just start thinking, damn, when I'm gone, like I don't want all these people that may have felt a way about me to act
right,
to love me. But you know what it is? It's because I know they will. I know they will love me. Like, I know when I'm gone, they will love me. So I think about that day. I feel like that was the day I will be able to rest in, like, literally, no pun intended, rest in peace. But the thing is, I know I'm far from that day. So I don't like to think about it and romanticize my death. Like, nah, I try to live and focus on my life and do what it takes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true, man. And you don't want to put that in the atmosphere, man. And
definitely not. Like Biggie, Ready to Die, and all that. You speak, a lot of these artists talk about their own death. Yeah, words is mighty powerful, bro. That's why I'm very protective out here. The more, like I said, the more I grow up, the more I mature in my sound, I understand words is powerful. Back in the day, I was talking about guns. I did not toke. I was talking about other shit. I was talking about my depression, which is all right to a little sense, but I was eating it up. The things that I would say about myself, I would call myself ugly. I don't talk about myself in that way anymore in my music, because, like you said, words are powerful, and especially when you put your words with vibrations and music, and then you have thousands of people listening to it. Now they're looking at you in the image that you created for yourself. Yeah, it becomes a little snowball effect when the snowball goes down the hill and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, then it becomes too big for you to stop. Like that's what it is when you but if you try to redirect the energy and speak highly of yourself, now people say, oh, Ade is holier than thou. He thinks he's holier than thou. It's like, nigga, what the fuck? I'm not holy. Like, what? Like, you should feel holy too. But I never felt like I was holier than thou. But I feel holy.
Right. I feel that, man. But like I said, man, you're gonna get it, man. It's coming.
Yeah, G.
Another question.
Let's get another question. Yeah.
Another question I wanted to ask you, bro. Cause I know you make your beats. I wanted to ask you. Would you be would you be open to share it? Like like what type of software you use? Like, do you use one DAW, to make your beats on, or do you use like multiple DAWs, to make your stuff? But are you open to share it? Because I know sometimes with producers, we don't want to give our sauce away. We don't want everybody to know. Not saying that you have that mindset, but I'm just saying, like, in general, some producers, we don't want to give everything away. We kind of want.
What's funny, man? That the way you ask that, I know it's probably you're really wondering, but I feel like you setting me up. You setting me up to answer this question, because I last year I started doing beat lessons, man. I started doing beat lessons, and I do it on Ableton, and I give away all the sauce. Like, I don't care about the sauce, man. Right. I don't care about the sauce. Like, I would really give it away, bro. You gotta pay you gotta pay the price though. Like, it's $150 for an hour. But if you teach a boy how to fish, man, that boy's good, man. Right. You know how to say it goes, right? You feed a boy, you eat what? You fish. I don't know how to say that poetically, but the concept is, if you fish for the boy, he's fed for one day. But if you teach the boy how to fish, he's fed for eternity, or whatever like that. I didn't say it as poetically as I once heard it, but yeah. So I do the beat sessions, and at first I was very stingy, like, oh no, but you know what it was? That inspired me to do it, man?
Mm-hmm. What inspired you?
People were stealing my swag anyway. People who was trying to bite and copy, and this was people that I guess, were getting somewhere with it. So I was like, fuck it. They want to bite the sauce. I'm going to teach the community and the upcoming producers and people who are interested how to produce. I'm going to give them the sauce. And then I learned a lot from teaching them. So I only feel like I mastered the way I produce by being able to teach so many people. I feel like I became a great teacher, and that made me feel like an old ass nigga, and I love that. It made me feel like, I don't know. It felt nice to be able to not withhold information. I've seen so many people withhold information, like, no, you're not gonna get, no, you don't know, you're not supposed to, they're not worthy. It's like, nah, bro, like, I want people to reach the success that I got, and even more. Like, I only do this so people can learn from my mistakes and learn from what I do right, and then take that and then for them to elevate their own life. And that's why I'm different in the game, because niggas is too worried about competing, and they want to race. Yeah, fuck that.
They want to be on top.
It's about that love. Yes, they want to be on top, and that's an illusion. I think I got a new song. It's like, I spit off top but on topic. Making it to the top is just an optical illusion, so I'm modest with the progress. And I've always felt that way. The top is a fucking illusion, bro. Cause you know what, man? If I could break it in if I can paint it as a picture, like the cheerleaders when they do the pyramids, and you got the cheerleader on top.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got the cheerleader on top and she's waving the pom-poms and everyone's like, wow, she's on the top. But guess what? If the person on the bottom decided to get off the pyramid, everybody's crumbling down.
Right.
Or same thing with like the cards. You make the cards or Jenga, whatever it is. Make the cards, you pull the cards from the bottom, everything's collapsing. Jenga, pull everything's collapsing. So the bottom is the actual structure of everything, the base, the foundation. And I'm so loyal to the foundation of Slum's growth, of my personal success, you know, my family. I'm so loyal to all of that. I just know not to ever move like how people do when they want to reach for the top. Never, ever. Like, I'm still in the Bronx. I'm still doing my thing in the Bronx. I didn't want to move because I don't have a perception of this hood like it's like I gotta get out. It's my home.
Right. I feel that, man. I really feel that. And, you know.
Wait, did you know that? Did you know that I was doing beat lessons?
I mean, I probably have maybe, you know, seen around a little bit, you know.
Oh, okay.
But I, you know, I was more heavy into the, you know, the music. You know, I like the music you made, but I probably have seen a little videos of them. You know, it's probably.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's been a minute, but yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, I respect that, you know, because it's a lot of artists out here, you know. They have this mindset, you know, where they don't want to help one another. You know, they have this mindset. I got mine. You got to get yours, and it's like a crab in the bucket type of mentality. They want to be on top. You know, and like you said earlier, you know, we live in the industry where everybody want to be so competitive instead of like helping one another and showing people the ropes. Like, this is how you do it. This is how you get to that level. You know. Because there's room for everybody, you know? But, yeah,
man. Like my brother King Carter said, we can all coexist in this world. I don't know why everyone's trying to push each other out and, you know.
I feel that, yeah. Another question I wanted to ask too, I wanted to ask about your new project, because, you know, you dropped a new album a while ago.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Yo, thank you. I know you didn't ask a question, but thank you, bro, for even having a question on this project, bro. I feel like this shit is the most slept on project I ever did. And I'm not just saying that. I really feel like it is. And I want to, before you even ask the question, I want to say thank you. And for everybody that's listening too, and later on, I want to say, if you even decide to tune in, or if you're already tuned in, thank you. Like, I really love all y'all, and I love you too, unapologetic black man. I love you.
Appreciate, yeah. Thank you, man. No problem. No problem, bro. I'm happy that you know bring the love, man. Like I say on this platform, man. You know, we need to uplift underground, you know, artists, man, because I feel like a lot of. And that's the thing, you got these big YouTube channels, like you would think by them being so big and they have all these subscribers and they claim they're hip hop, but they're not putting these underground artists. And you know, I feel like, you know, and I'm not saying that I'm the only person that's the voice of it, but I want to be that person, you know, to be the outlet for underground artists, you know, to
thank you, man. It's an honor, man. It's an honor.
Yeah,
I won't ever forget this, bro. I won't ever forget this.
Yeah, man, no problem, man. And you know, like I said, man, I just, you know, like I said, I wanted to ask about this project, man, because like I said, I really enjoyed it. You know, I want to ask, like, you know, if you care to be open, because you know, I don't want you to think that you have to do it. You know, I just want, you know, to know, you know, like what inspired you with this project, like what type of things that happened in your life that, you know, kind of motivated you to do this project. Because I remember a while ago you were saying, like, you know, because we was talking about earlier about how, you know, words are powerful. You know, how, like, you was talking about how you was depressed. You know, you was saying things that you didn't do. And, you know, and you talked about Biggie, how when Biggie talked about Ready to Die and all of this, you know, it manifests. So, you know, I want to ask, you know, what type of things that transpired in your life, you know, if you care to be open, you know, you don't have to be detailed if you don't want to, you know, What transpired in your
Sometimes,
yeah?
sometimes I overshare. I mean, if that's a thing, I don't know. I don't
Right,
want to overshare on your platform. So,
right. But
but
I but like I was saying, what inspired you? Because I know
yeah.
I know we in the pandemic. Things
Yeah.
things is getting crazy. But what inspired you to make the project you made?
Yo, I fuck with you, man. I fuck with you. What inspired this project was actually the root of the root of the project was to be an extension of Happiest People in the World Wide Web. It was going to initially be a deluxe album, a deluxe edition, of Happiest People in the World Wide Web. Then it became like its own little idea, the reboot. And this was the reboot was an idea like from I guess late 2019 to up into 20 like early 2020, like right before lockdown. And happiest people in the World Wide Web, I had a song called Wake Up, and it's so funny. There's a lot of messages in Happiest People that I didn't really understand how relevant it would be for the upcoming year, which would be 2020 at the time. But in Wake Up, I talk about how it says doctors who heal are more than doctors. The ones who diagnose and prescribe are imposters. And I kind of like further down the line in the verse, I kind of talk about Dr. Sebi, because Nipsey Hussle died earlier that year in 2019, and I believe he died because he was uplifting his community, and he was gonna do a documentary on Dr. Sebi, who had the cure for AIDS, and it probably was gonna be a really dope documentary, and he died. And I learned about Dr. Sebi through Nipsey Hussle. And of course my family knew about him because my family is very holistic, but they didn't really like mention him to me at all. But yeah, I say in the line, these pharmaceuticals can't assimilate with the human body. That's what Dr. Sebi say. An herb from the ground is the proper medication. The cure is found through the natural remedy. So be well aware that we have no limitation. In 2020, we don't walk, we levitate. I do it for the kids with positive demonstration. These other dudes talk, but it don't resonate. The more that I live, less I fall for temptation. A slice of the devil's pie could devastate. And I was just spilling my soul at the time. I didn't know how relevant that would be for 2020, where a whole global pandemic took place. It's like I'm talking about the corruption in the farm with big pharma, and I'm talking about how in 2020 we're not gonna walk, we're gonna levitate, we're gonna obtain superpowers and stuff like. And when 2020 came and I was working on the reboot, I was more focusing on doing just it's 2020, man. It's a prophecy, man. We're living in a new age where love is the frequency, love is our currency, and a lot of people are being distracted. So my intentions on going following leading into the new decade, basically, is no longer new year. There was a new decade, was to lead with love. I did a New Year's Eve show where, I booked all the artists that you can even name, from Kia to Mike to Madani. You got Cleo Reed, Cruising. You got all these people, right? Jody 10K. Got Amani, Fela. All these people in one space, performing on New Year's Eve in 2019. It wasn't easy to do, to bring all those people, but we had a great time. We had a great time at the end of the day. The fans had a great time, and we was leading the new year with love. This is pre-corona. Once corona took place, I felt like would feel really irresponsible of me to not speak on, to just, it would be irresponsible of me to just watch everybody feel hopeless, scared, and me not speak out on my optimistic belief, because my beliefs are just optimistic. I want to see the good in this. I want to take what this could really mean. I don't want to just take the scary aspect of it. I want to also look past that and see the brighter side. And I felt like it would be irresponsible of me to really just ignore that and silence myself. And you know who I am. I've never been one to silence myself. So then I did the No Mask show, like, I guess a couple months after that, and then, you know, I got, you know, in some people's eyes, I got canceled. But I don't think I'm canceled. I'm still here. My family loves me. They're proud of me. And after that, man, it took a toll on me, because then I started really getting a little bit more distracted. You know, I got a little distracted on, you know, because I was focused, man. I was focused. I was getting this. I was selling beats. I made 100 beats in a month. I was doing all the work. I was grinding, my G. And after that No Mask show, man, that kind of birthed Walk Off. That.
You there? Okay.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think it's because my computer went to sleep. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
But yeah, so at the time, it was just an extension of Happiest People, and I had songs like, I had early songs like, you know, these are good songs. If when you hear me name these songs, you're gonna understand. Okay, this is not so politically charged. So I had songs like Stink Face. I had songs like A World Alliance. That's on SoundCloud exclusively. As songs like Mute Button featuring Cruisin'. I had songs like Me, and these songs were a little just easy going. You feel me? Mm-hmm. These songs were just easy going. It didn't force no opinions down your throat. It was just, hey, I'm at this level of music and I want to express my creativity. But when the pandemic happened and everybody's, you know, politically charged about, you know, America and Donald Trump and Joe Biden and all this stuff, I felt like I was connected to it all for once. Like I broke out of my bubble to really tap in, and I just took a whole political stance with everything. And and man, I learned so much in 2020, man. I learned so much. So many people were gravitated towards the truth. That's what was so great about 2020 as well. So many people woke up, and I woke up so much, bro. But my level of waking up was different from other people's level of waking up. People, and I, you know, I don't mean to be offensive, but some people have a real slow time waking up. Like some people were like, in 2020, some people were like, whoa, racism is still alive. I'm going to go out and take the streets, say Black Lives Matter, and I'm going to show them. You know, I was beyond that.
Yeah.
I was beyond that, G. I was beyond that. You know, my levels of awakening was deeper than that, man. I was raised on that. You know, like it's whatever. You know, it's more than just black and white. And you know, it's more than just black and white. But you see, we doing the unapologetic black man. So it, you know, as a black man, they only want black men to, or black people to feel a certain way. So I can't feel a certain way, you know, if I don't fuck with Joe Biden, you know, as a black man, they're gonna be like, or looking at, you know, they're gonna look at me like, you don't like Joe Biden, so you're a Trump supporter, and blah 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 blah. So I broke past that shit, you know, because I woke up to so much, and what's going on is heavy, and everyone, you know, there's sex traffic rings, there's pedophilia going on, you know, all these politicians are so corrupt out here, bro. People want to get mad at me over doing a No Mask show where people are just at peace. There's people getting raped and murdered and going missing. Their organs are being harvested. You know what I mean? It's shit is not a joke, man. This shit is not. It's not a no fucking conspiracy.
Right.
People want to get mad at me, so I was. My frustration. There's so much fire with the walk off, man. There was so much fire with the walk off, right? It became more about, okay, you know what? I'm tired of this fucking fan base. Plus, I was fed up with the whole Earl label situation. I was fed up with that shit, man. I wasn't getting paid for nothing, and I apologized to my homie Daryl for, just making a video about how he was getting robbed, because that wasn't just my story, that was also his experience too. And I didn't want to put our business out there like that, but it was the same thing for him too. But he understood why I did it. He understood, but he just said he would go about it differently. And that's just us being two different brothers. But all of these people, man, had me fed up. Because I'm just trying to live my truth, man. I took the courage. I had courage. That takes courage to go out there and speak against a popular ass artist like that who's in the industry and stuff like that. That could be life threatening. You know what I mean? Like, you never know who you're messing with. And I knew that I was gonna be okay because I have love, man. I still say to this day, I have love. Earl was one of my favorite artists. Earl was one of my favorite artists growing up as a teen. So no love is lost. It's just the fact that people don't want to take accountability for what's wrong. And I want to live my truth, and I want to hold myself accountable whenever I'm in the wrong too. So I'm not just pointing fingers. I just see around me too. And I can't pretend like I don't, or else I'll be enabling demonic ass shit. And one day, it was like in October, I don't know what happened. I was gonna give up on completing the project. But shit, bro. See, I'm married now, and I got my own apartment last year. And so much was happening, so much I was trying to just like figure out what my life meant to me, Once I got my own apartment, it seemed like I just started making mad videos, and the Earl video became one of them, and that got, people love drama, so that blew up, that got 50,000 views in 1 week because they love drama, they love gossip, and I don't like that shit, because then I made other videos spitting game, talking about how powerful your influence is, the importance of being underrated, all these also what success is how much you are willing to give, not how much you're willing to take. So I had all these different videos that were gems, but people just can't. What 50,000 people came for was gossip, and that shit was fucked up to me. But one time in October, something happened. I was gonna stop making music because I'm always on the verge of quitting because there's a lot of bullshit that's going on. But something happened. I made like 5 songs in a week, or maybe 7 songs in a week, and they all were good. So they all ended up being on the walk off. So like, Take Things Slow, Never Froze. What else is there? Let's Move On. Shit, you got Mental Slave Survivors. All those songs came late in the year, and that's why it took more. What's the song? Pajamas. Right. All these songs, man. Yeah, so and a lot of them during those times were a little bit more frustrating, and it was a little bit more emotion. Had a little bit more emotion than what Happiest People would have had, and what I really wanted to do, what the biggest thing for me was, I need to get rid of this fan base that just came for Earl, man. I need to get rid of them for just this. Some of them can come from Earl. That's fine. But the ones that just came for Earl, got to get rid of those motherfuckers. Because I'm not Earl. I'm not Earl. And I don't even say that with hate. I will never be Earl. I'm glad who I'm happy with who I am. But those people, they don't know me. They don't know me. And the way they talk about me, the way they look at me, the way they just expect me to just entertain them during a time where everybody is struggling in their own sense. We all going through some shit. And they expect me, bruh. I had to get rid of it. Because they wanted me to distract them from what's going on. They didn't want me to remind them that COVID-19 is happening, that, the government is not in our side. Like, why should we listen to these people and the numbers, like you said? So I was like, nah, I got to get rid of these people. So I was like, I'm gonna just make music that will honestly make them upset. I was honestly going to make them upset. But, the people that are awakened, because this is a time of awakening, the people that are awakened will rock with me even harder. So the reason why it's underrated and slept on right now is because I don't have that many awakened fans. Because a lot of my fans came from Nowhere to Go album placements. So people just want me to be associated with all these artists and but that's not me, and quite frankly, it's never been me. It's just something that happened. But right. I'm sorry, I got a little warped up.
Bro. Nah, take your time, bro. Take your time.
Yeah, all right. So, man, because this project I think is a little bit too much to it's not too much, but there's so much about this project. But besides the political aspect of the project, I was trying different things musically. Another thing that I was really trying to break from was having short ass 1-minute songs. Like, some people like that shit, and I definitely made enough songs like that, but I wanted to challenge myself and have hook, verse, have a little bit more structure and make them sound a little bit more lengthy, have bridges and stuff, So sonically, I was trying to change the game, or my game too, and just like have more play with my Korg and synthesize a little bit more and all that stuff. Like, just try different things, honestly. And man, this project is probably my best project, and I can say that with confidence. It's my best project. There's some great tracks that get overlooked because of the intro, and the intro is called "Fuck Your Happiness," right? And and that intro is basically a reenactment of how I felt the world was treating me that year. So they'll see it. It actually is, you have my sister, my cousin, and my brother, starring in that intro, and they're playing the devil's advocate. So I'm just over here, I'm just like, finally, I'm done with this tape. I'm just thinking to myself, and then they come out of nowhere like, is that Ade Hakim? And they're like, oh man, they appear to be fans. Then they're like, yo, we was wondering how you stay so happy. And then when I tell them what makes me happy, they don't like any of it. They don't like any of it. So at first they were admiring me, then they start attacking me, and then they leave. And they leave thinking that I'm crazy. So that was just basically an audio experience of my 2020, because it couldn't, people was trying to brand me as this happy person. They was trying to brand me as, because I made the happiest people in the World Wide Web, and they didn't really understand what it was about. They thought that I was just trying to say to people, hey, I'm the happiest person. But I'm saying we can be the happiest people, and we could utilize our fucking Twitter platforms, Instagram platforms to be the happiest people in the World Wide Web, and we can stay connected. We don't need it, because instead I see we're connected by the internet through trauma and all these other distractions. So they thought that tape was me saying, hey, look at me, I'm the happiest person, which is not necessarily true. I go through many adversities, in my life. We all got to be tested. So, but then they want to attack me after, finding out what I do to stay happy. Yes, what I do to stay happy is literally go outside without a mask, look in the sun, or be reminded why I'm here, and be grateful for things. There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing it's wrong, the only reason why it's wrong is because I said I go outside without a mask, and right now the government's saying when you go outside, they're either saying stay home, or if you go outside, be 6 feet without a mask. And I'm going against what the government's saying, because why not? When has the government ever been trustworthy? And if you do a little bit more research, aside from mainstream media, you will find out that the government is not to, you'll know who's behind this and who's pulling the strings. And it's draining to talk to these people because they don't want to learn. They just want to talk about their grandma who's in risk, or somebody who died. And that's unfair for them to project that on me. Like, I killed him. I didn't kill nobody. I got no blood on my hands. All I do is just see the world from my view. And I as an artist, rightfully so, I put that out there. A lot of people didn't get through the album because of that intro. And partially I can't blame them, because people it's like PTSD or whatever it was. But I had to put that out there because I was the one getting attacked. And with the rest of the project it's not a anti-corona album. That's not what it's about. This whole album is about spiritual warfare. This whole album is about spiritual warfare. This is a battle that we're living through. And when Kobe died, I felt like it was spiritual warfare. When possible World War threats were going on, I felt like that was all about spiritual warfare. Coronavirus, I felt like that was all of 1,000% all about spiritual warfare. Locking people down, keeping them away from each other. We can't interact, spiritual warfare. This is harming our spirit, And in another realm, our spirits are at war. We're fighting for our freedoms in the physical sense, in the spiritual sense, so it can manifest in the physical sense. And I got confirmation on this too, because I dreamt about this. Which it's inspired the whole title, The Walk Off. 2019. This is before coronavirus, before 2020. I was having a bad nightmare, my G. I was having a bad nightmare. There was tornadoes happening. There was a hurricane happening. And I should have made a skit about this. It would have been cooler. But tornadoes happening, hurricane, earthquakes. I was down by World Trade Center, so now something was happening, like a world war was happening. It's funny because this was right before the threats of world war. So a world war started to happen. Artillery strikes started shooting up from the sky, and I was running, and I was with my brother. I was like, Rashid, come on, and he was walking mad slow. I was like, yo, come on, right? And he said in the calmest voice, don't run. He said, don't run. Like Morpheus in the Matrix. He said it with a deep voice, don't run. I was like, oh shit. He said, when you run, it only gets worse. I was like, yo. I didn't say yo, but in my mind, I was like, then at that moment, I was like, I'm dreaming. Okay, let me. And the thing is, I stopped running and I started walking. And I started walking right beside him. And then we started seeing everybody who was running getting taken by these natural disasters. Like one person got taken in front of tsunamis, so one person got eaten by a shark, but nothing was happening to us because we wasn't running. So I woke up like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. That was a scary ass, wild ass, informative ass dream. And I was like, confirmed. There's a spiritual warfare happening. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit psychic. I don't know. But I think that a lot of us are tapped in and can see that it's being taken place. So that's how the walk off. I took away the title, the reboot, because the elites want the world to reset with the new world order, the great global reset, and the reboot sounded like it correspond with the reset. And I just didn't want to be associated with what the powers that be and the higher ups are planning on. How to what they want to turn this into for them. And I took that name away, and I just remember that dream, and I thought about the walk off, because when you're not afraid, you don't run. When you're not afraid, you don't run. You walk it off. When you're in pain, you could just walk it off. But they say sometimes when you get hurt, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I used to play baseball. Ball hit me in the leg. I just gotta walk it off to first base. You know what I mean? And also, it's also like, could be taken like when you're playing baseball and you're in the home position, your team is home, and it's a tied game, and it's the last inning. If you're home and you get a home run, that's called a walk-off home run. That just means like that's the end of the game. That home run made it the end of the game. So the walk-off represents a lot of things. It's like the completion. We're walking off. It's a new age. We're walking off from all that, all of the darkness that our families were, the cycles that people were repeating, and we're just walking off from it. We're not running from it anymore. And because the more that you run, like in my dreams, the more that I run, everything I was running from just caught up with me. So we could just walk it. We're not expressing the fear. And some of my fans, like the real supporters, like I know those some of these people aren't real supporters, but the real supporters, they don't call it the walk off. They call it the fuck off. Because that's how they think. That's how they think. You know, my energy was. It was kind of like, if you do not align with the truth, if you want to stay in this fantasy matrix land, then fuck off.
Right.
It could be. I know it may sound harsh.
Oh nah, bro. Speak your mind. speak your mind, bro. Don't apologize. Yeah.
Are there some tracks that stood out to you?
I would say, Pajamas was one. I'm trying to think, cause it's a whole bunch of songs that's on here. I like almost the whole album. The whole album to me is heat. It's heat, man. Like I said, I Pajamas was one. I like the intro, you know, the Fuck Your Happiness, where, you know, everybody, you know, they didn't, you know, because you remember you dropped your album, Happiest People of the Web, or you dropped your album like last year, and people was kind of getting on you because, oh, here he go with this positivity stuff, it's fake positivity stuff. And, you know, I like that intro, man, how you talked on that, because, you know, everybody, you know, and we live in today's now where, you know, people want you to be negative. They want you to be sad all the time. You know, in life, you know, we go through things, and, you know, sometimes we have to let our emotions out. But, you know, I feel like just being sad all the time and just being depressed, like, it's not going to help either. I mean, it's cool to express your problems, but, you know, sometimes, you know, you have to, you know, like you say, you have to walk it off. You have to meditate. And, you know, you have to just push forward and always push for the best. Because, you know, thinking negativity, it's not going to make things better. It's going to make things worse. And you're going to always be in that state. And I feel like, you know, it's not easy, you know. It's not no easy fix like, oh, it's going to make your problems go away. Because we're going to be going through stuff in life, trials and tribulations. But it's just like, you know, just thinking positive no matter what the circumstances, and just pushing through. You know, you're gonna always go through it. But I mean, the songs that I like almost everything. I like Pajamas, Stink Face. I love the song Mental Slavery Survivals. I like the whole album, bro. I can't really say which song is the best. I like them all. I really respect the production that you did with this album. Like, I like it, man. And I like that you're being you. You know, you're not trying to be like anybody else. You're not trying to follow a trend. You're just being yourself. And, you know, I'm not saying that there aren't any artists, like, you know, they're not any artists that's out there that's on that mentality, but I really respect you, man, for that. You know, that you're just being true to yourself, and you're not trying to be nobody, you know, that you aren't, you know. And, you know, like you was explaining the meaning of the title, The Walk Off. I mean, like, I kind of had a thing in my head. Like I kind of know where he's going with this album, but the way you explained it and kind of went into details, it made me look at the album different. And I'm probably gonna have to re-listen to the album again because I think I listened to the album like a couple times, a few times. It's been a while, so I probably forgot certain things that that you tackled on the album, themes that you tackled. But wow, I don't know what else to say, man. Like that made me look at the album different. The way you explained the meaning of the title, how you came up with what type of experience, like with the pandemic, COVID, and how you had your show, the Nomad show, and people was canceling you.
That inspired a lot of it, yeah.
Yeah, so it makes me look at the album different. I'm definitely gonna give it another listen, man.
Hey, thank you, man. I'm glad, man. Everything is done with intent. I don't do anything without intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Like so what pajamas was basically talking about the angry people who were mad at me, for doing the no mask show or being outside without a mask or whatever. But it was like, yo, they're angry with their pajamas on. That's how I kind of like brush them off. Like I can't take them seriously. They stay home, like they cozy. Why are they mad? You cozy. Like I'm outside, I'm just outside, chill. I gotta ignore what they do because they're typing angrily from their homes in their pajamas. And then with the distractions. Actually, I forgot to mention distractions was a pre-COVID song. Actually, no, it wasn't because I mentioned the virus will not get to me and the world war will not happen. But this is before everyone was like really afraid of the virus. Like I didn't think that coronavirus, when I said the virus will not get to me, I didn't think it was like the virus. I was like, it's just like, I just heard of it. So, they was like, this is a new virus. And I was like, all these fucking distractions trying to take away my passion. I can't control everything, but I do control my actions. And, yeah, I think, I was talking about a lot of current events and I don't know why we don't have enough artists who talk about the same. You got all these artists that live the whole year and then they dropping music. Now nobody's talking about nothing that we just lived. We as a whole, globally, a global collective, we all live through something and we don't have any artists speaking out on it. Right. I'm sure there are, but in my community, what the fuck's going on with us? We were supposed to be this black. No, it's not about black anymore. It's about green. It's about green. It's about green. That's why, Eric the guy, shout out to him. Last year, he interviewed me. He was like, you guys seem like such a black, pro-black. And I'm like, nah, I'm not pro-black anymore. You know why? Because that's been branded. It's done. I'm not pro-black anymore. You know what I am? I'm just pro-love. That's all I am. Because also, not everybody not all kinfolk is skinfolk. We know skinfolk is kinfolk. You already know what I meant to. I reversed it. Not all skinfolk is kinfolk. And you already know it's about love, man. I got some white people that in part of the foundation of slums, and I turned my back on them because when I was lost in the sauce, and I made about black and white and blah blah blah. I can't take white people's advice and blah blah. I mean, I don't always take white people's advice. I usually don't, but I still can't ignore that there's white people that looked out for me, looked out for us, not just me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's about love, man. It's about love, and I just needed to talk about a lot of the stuff, even immune to the hype, where I'm talking about the actually having a little bit more sympathy of coronavirus was actually, I made that when I first heard about the coronavirus. I made immune to the hype. It's like, I can't tell you what comes next for us, but I could tell you what's right now. I said the world is in fear, the sickness in the air, but we would never wipe out. I keep my mentality ital, so I'm immune to the hype now. The universe is so complex. I know it starts with the mental, all could be simple, all could be harmless. And this was like a more like not aggressive approach. This is more like I feel for you guys. I know why you guys feel this way, but I know that we will never wipe out. Because I have my mind focused on something positive. They say when you create what you see, why would I want to see harm from my people? I only want to see healing from my people. And that's all I ever wanted to see. It was before the virus. I wanted to see healing for my people. So why would I allow a virus to just take that, that motivation away from me? Because if I feel like that's one of my biggest reasons why I'm here on this earth is to see my people healed. So, I want to do anything to go against that purpose. And then there's other songs that are just to feel good, not really of a message, I mean, there's messages, but it's not really so aggressive, not to the point it's just like feel good music. But yeah, man, I think that it's for the people who like to think think with more open, people who are more open-minded. It's not necessarily for people who agree with me, but it's for people who aren't all about just their own beliefs and views.
Right. Yeah, I totally feel you, man. I want to ask the last two questions because
Okay.
This.
Sorry about that. I didn't know if that was the last question. I kind of made that one a long one, but yeah, my bad.
Oh no, it's cool, man. It's cool, man. I just wanted to ask the last two questions, and then I'm close it out and stuff because I'm really been enjoying this conversation, man. Like,
and me too, man.
Like you've been putting me on game on a lot. I mean, you've been putting me on game on a lot of stuff. Like and you made me look at the album different. The album that you put out, you made me look at it.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah. The last two questions I wanted to ask, and this one, starting with one, where do you see yourself in the future, when it comes to the music stuff that you're doing? Where do you see your legacy being? And then another question I want to ask too, which is, two questions. What artists do you mess with right now, and who are you listening to currently?
Ooh, okay. Well, I'll keep it brief. Where I see myself in the future, I see myself through the upcoming generation. I see what I'm fighting for. I'll see it through the ones that will come after me. I'll really see it, and I'm gonna see it alive too. I see myself alive in the future. I don't see myself dead, and it's not like I'm not projecting that into my life. I see myself well, healthy. Shit, might even have some kids. Shit, man. But I honestly, man, I just see myself a little bit more focused on the internet, less. I did a big rant on Twitter because I don't do enough interviews. Maybe sometimes I just gotta ask people to do interviews on Twitter instead of just giving them all the sauce for them to judge me. But I want to be on the internet a little bit less, and I want to focus on my breath control a little bit more. I have so much to improve with my health. I'm just a student, and also I want to score some more films. I want to score some more films and put make sure my beats are out there a little bit more in terms of just whatever it may be. Like, shit, man, if you need a beat for your YouTube opener, shit, I got you for free, man, just because this interview's been loved. And
for sure, bro. And I'm gonna let you finish too. I just want to let you know, I make beats as well too. I'm a producer.
Yeah.
I'm a producer myself too. So if you want to collab or anything, man, just hit me up, man. I'm down. Like I said, I produce.
Okay.
I use FL
Let's
Studio.
do it, bro.
But
okay, let's do it.
Yeah, man, I'll definitely keep that in mind. If I need any music from you, I'll definitely let you know, and I'll always give credit to you, man, because like I said, I really respect the work that you make, the albums you put out, albums like The Walk Off, Happiest People of the World Wide Web, the six press albums, On to Better Things, and I respect what you and the Slums have did. Like I said, I really like what you guys are doing, and just keep doing your thing, man. Never let anybody tell you otherwise. Never let anybody tell you that you're not good. You know, always have confidence in yourself and just keep striving. You know, and just keep being you,
my brother. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll definitely be in touch. And so, you know, some people that I've been listening to answer your other question, Alphonse, man. Shout out my man's Alphonse. He inspired a lot of the walk off as well in terms of how I went about recording the songs. You know, a lot of the songs I didn't really write down. I don't really write anymore. That's funny. I just record and I punch in. That's why a lot of it feels like it's I'm not squishing in. I'm not trying to bunch in all these syllables in a line because I'm really just freestyling and then recording what sounds good. And I feel like that's kind of the vibe Alphonse gave me with his music. And then he also has really great melodies and his beats are amazing. He self-produces his whole project called Know Yourself. I think everybody listening should definitely bump that album. Like, no, actually, it's not called Know Yourself. It's called Trust Yourself. And let me double check that if it's called Trust Yourself. It is called Trust Yourself. We have a song called Know Yourself, which is so funny. We have a song called Know Yourself. It's on the walk off. He has a whole project that came a couple months before. It's called Trust Yourself, and that project got me through a lot. It got me through a lot. Our defining moments, Off Limits, Ryuji Dama, Now You Know. There's so many good ones in there. There's so many Momentarily. There's so many good. I reckon you know about Alphonse G?
I think I've heard of him. I mean, like it's so many underground artists I bump. Like, you know, it's so many. He
uses FL. He uses FL just like you, man. Mm-hmm. He's nice with it. So
I'm gonna definitely have to check him out. What was his name again? Man.
Alphonse.
Yeah. And he said he would. I think I seen that name somewhere. It's just like I said. Man.
If you search up Alphonse, Trust Yourself, you'll definitely find his new project.
Oh, okay, I see. He was on that song Know Yourself. I'll definitely give his music a listen, cause
bro.
You know, when I hear producers that use FL Studio, man, like just any dog, cause you know we live in a society where, you know, people always think, oh, if you gotta have Pro Tools, you gotta have Logic, and it's like, you know, it don't matter what DAW you use. If you have, if you got the talent, if you can sample, you can chop up samples, make beats. It doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah, and also shout out to my man Raymond Young. He's amazing with the beats. We just got back in contact recently. But we used to produce before I even met Slums. We used to produce. We used to share beats to each other a lot. We used to we found each other on the SoundCloud community and we would support each other. We made a beat tape together. We're like the same age. We was the same age, real young. We was like young producers, so we stuck together. And you know, his mindset is really amazing. You know, like it's like. He's very meditative. His beats are very meditative and very calm, and he's you could tell he's strong about positive affirmations, and he's always been that way. And you know, so have I. And that's really my nigga, man. I never met him, but that's really my nigga. We're working on a project actually. I don't know if I should be saying that, but I think that we have enough tracks that is finished for me to say that confidently. We're working on a project now, but just aside from the project, like his beats are just amazing. Like that dude's dope. That dude is dope, and I'm so excited to work with him some more and to just like support him through what he wants to do. And there's so many artists, man. There's so many artists that I know I'm not mentioning right now, but those were just the two that came to mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's more. Not everybody that I support is a musician too. There's so many avenues of creativity. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I just respect. I love it all, man. As long as people being true to themselves, it's healing for them. You know, I love it, man. I love it. You know, Got Naja Young. She's a beautiful singer. Got Napi Napa. That's my homie from DMV. Naja Young's from Jersey. You got a bunch of people. You got my homie Average Dave. He's working on a film, and he invited me to do the scoring on the film. And that we did so many videos together. Like that's really my brother. And we also filmed together a music video for Mike called I forget what it's called, but it was one where Mike was in a rental, and we was shooting it. So just so many people that are creative out here, and we got all this talent, and everyone's utilizing their talent. And I just, man, it actually makes me so happy, man. I don't want to always seem like I'm bitter, because there's so many people that I love to see winning. I love to see them winning.
Right. I feel that, man. Like I said, bro, I thank you for taking your time out of your day, to come do a conversation with me / interview. Like I said, for those that's listening to the video, which later on, because this is recorded, this is pre-recorded. Y'all go check out Ade Hakim's music. I'll definitely give a link to his Bandcamp page. Like I said, he got a lot of projects that he's made over the past, of him making music, and go listen to his projects. Go listen to the Six Press albums. Go listen to On to Better Things, Happiest People of the World Wide Web, The Walk Off.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go listen to his music, man. And like I said, man, thank you for coming on here, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Oh yeah, and I got I just dropped not too long ago. I just dropped my first On to Better Things was pressed on vinyl, and I that came came fully out of my pocket. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting me. I started off selling them for $100 because I felt like I wanted to keep it rare. Plus, like Makhami, Makhami and the guy Fahim, they always
the dump guy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they always put their prices super high. So I took that as inspiration. It seems like they know their worth, and no one complains when they do it, or maybe they do, but a lot of people still support. So I decided to put the vinyl for $100. And a lot of people supported. They got their vinyl. They're super happy with it. They're just it's man, I could get really emotional talking about it, because it's such a blessing to have a tremendous amount of support, and I needed to tune you guys. I got to tap in with you guys a little bit more and tune out the haters. But with the On to Better Things vinyl, I dropped the price down to $45. So if anybody wants to buy it, I'll be more than happy to ship out a copy for you. It's gonna go back up, but I know I'm gonna make sure by the time this comes out, it'll still be at the same price. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you, my bro Wes. I really thank you for letting me come on here and just talk about myself as an artist, because I feel like this video right here is gonna really help clear a lot for people, because there's no proper representation. There's no publications, like we were saying. White publications, they're not trying to understand me. They want people to they're probably happy that people are working, they're slandering my name on their own, or maybe it's an inside job, who knows. But thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother, for just being patient with me, and allowing me to just talk about the artistry and the journey, and thanks for the support, man. It's always received, man. I'll never forget this.
No problem, man. And just like I said, hit me up anytime if you ever want to do an interview, if you ever want to promote your new projects, or whatever project that you have coming out in the future. Feel free to hit me up, man. Like I said, this is a platform where I support underground artists. I support music in general. It doesn't matter if it's mainstream, underground, but like I said, I'm a big underground head. And you know, if you want to ever do this again, bro, just hit me up. I'm always
Got you, bro.
Always available. And
that was great, man.
And I want to say one thing, man. Just keep doing your thing. Don't let the haters bring you down. You know, because like I said, I deal with the same situation too, where people slander my name, people making lies about me that ain't true. You know, so I totally.
It's a shame.
I can totally relate, man. So you're not alone, but just keep being you, keep being outspoken, and fuck who doesn't fuck with you.
Fuck them, and we ain't apologizing, right, UBM?
We ain't apologizing for shit, so.
We ain't apologizing, yeah. Hey, love, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. And also, to the people that's listening, I'm going to say, once again, go check out his music. It's on Bandcamp, or you can check it out on streaming. This is UBM, Ade Hakim. You want to say some more, or
this was the dopest interview I had in a long time. That's all I'm going to say. I'm leaving it like that, man.
Thank you guys for watching, and y'all be safe. Peace.